Cool, we made it. We made it to day one of our digital journal. We've challenged ourselves to record, edit, and upload every single day for the next 30 days. Everything we do behind the scenes. You're gonna see it all. It's a little bit crazy to us, but sort of exciting as well. We've been thinking about this for a while, and we look back to where we started and always think it would be so cool if we had documented our journey from where we started to today, because we're growing so much since day one, packing out of our little one-bedroom unit to today where we have our own warehouse. And I know in the future it may be the same thing. Our growth may have changed again, and we'll look back thinking, oh, we should have started documenting from then. So today we've started. Today will be day one of our digital journal, and we are excited. Back then, we sort of had doubts on whether or not people would enjoy watching what we get up to in a day-to-day life as business owners full-time working in the business. But now we've decided to do it for us. So it's just a digital journal of all the exciting, boring, unhappy things that happen throughout the day. And it's something for us to look back at. But you also get to join us along the journey. So we will be sharing everything that we've learned along the way through business and what we get up to in our day-to-day life for this life that we are building, the hustle that we are doing. I feel it all plays a role in the direction that the business goes. So we would like to record it, edit it, and also share it with you guys. Starting with day one, and we're going to be documenting everything that goes on behind the scenes. This is our story that we can sort of look back on in the future and see how far we have come, or what we have accomplished or not learned from, or learned from. Today is day one, and here is our story to share with you. With running a business, we found it so hard to prioritize our health. For the past 4 years, we've solely dedicated our time to growing the business, and we've never really focused on keeping ourselves healthy. Until recently, we've found a diet that works with us and slowly started bringing in some exercise. We've set a goal of 10,000 steps every day to aim towards improving our order. So just finished our 30 minutes for the morning. I think we hit about 5,000 steps, which is good. Halfway to that 10k goal for the day. And then we're going to head on into the sauna after a couple of stretches. Here's our little cage. At the sauna. 57 degrees. Just finished up our 20-minute sauna. Day one. And we're gonna try keep this up for 30 days. Here's a little story of how I first got into gardening and the connection I've found between gardening and business. When I first started gardening, I honestly had no idea what I was doing. All I knew is I wanted to grow something, so I planted a seed and hoped for the best. I did put in the effort. I got chicken pellets and compost, turning over my soil, planted the seeds, and still felt like nothing was happening. I was like, man, when are these seeds gonna fruit? But as time went on, I realized growth doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, consistency, and a lot of patience. Most days I went out, watered the garden, pulled the weeds. Even though there was still no progress, I knew that maybe and hopefully there should be some results. After a couple of months, the plant started to bear fruit. I started to get tomatoes, cucumbers, and for me, planting my first ever plant, this was amazing. We actually made fruit. From a tiny seed, you're able to create your own food, which is how we learned that just like in business, it may start slow, you may see no results, if any results, and it's so easy to get discouraged and feel like nothing's working. But with a little bit of watering, pulling the weeds, eventually over time, you may get fruit. And in business, just like the early stages of gardening, it's easy to get discouraged. It may be slow, you may be getting no results. But just like gardening, with a bit of work over time, your business will start growing. The best knife I've ever had, the Steph the Māori knife. Mean for meat when you're on carnivore. Usually have the steak different ways, but I'm usually chopping it up. Today we're gonna just fry a whole, but best knife. Sort of gone off the oils with carnivore, so we just fry everything. If we're frying, we'll just use a bit of butter or tallow. We've been on the carnivore diet for about 5 months now, which if you don't know, it's mostly meat, seafood, fish and eggs. We are allowed a little bit of dairy and cheese. For the past 5 months that we've been on the diet, we've noticed so many big changes. I've never committed to a diet longer than a month, so being able to commit for the 5 months so far, it's been awesome. It's something that's worked with us in our lifestyle. I've had the same computer since we started our business, and it's done me real well throughout this time, but it's starting to have problems. It's struggling to keep up with what I'm needing it to do. So we stopped into Extreme PC to have a look, then ended up walking out with an invoice. We purchased a brand new computer, which is cool. We couldn't take it home today because they still have to build it. It takes a couple of days, but we're still excited. We then went home to work on a bit of admin, and I remember when I was working in construction, I'd always say there's no way I could work on the computer. But doing it for myself, I quite enjoy it. We got some barbecue pork for dinner, and then got started on filming a new reel for our shorts we're about to launch. We're really excited to launch the new colours to match the singlet. I then noticed I still have quite a few steps I have to complete before reaching my 10k goal. So I got into it. Just got our last 10,000 steps for the day. I think it's about 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. Yeah, wasn't very active today, but we still managed to get our 10k goal and then start again tomorrow.